What movie never gets old to you? Taxi Driver 1976, that movie is just a perfect time capsule, and it never feels old cause it's like visiting the past. It's just amazing. Also another that feels timeless emo is the Texas Chainsaw movie, the first one. It's not that long that I first watched it and honestly it still holds up. Taxi Driver 1976, that movie is just a perfect time capsule, and it never feels old cause it's like visiting the past. It's just amazing. Also another that feels timeless emo is the Texas Chainsaw movie, the first one. It's not that long that I first watched it and honestly it still holds up. Spirit Stallion of the Cimarron. I went through a phase that lasted a few years in elementary school, where my cousin and I were virtually obsessed with the movie. Now that I'm 18, not only is it nostalgic, but I can still appreciate the animation and writing. Detroit's Rock City. It's so underrated. Great character development for all the main characters, perfect casting, a simple yet enjoyable story, and hilarious throughout. It's been one of my favorite movies ever since my parents let me watch it in 1999. I prefer to watch a movie that I haven't seen already. I mean, I'll watch one again if I'm visiting someone and they happen to put it on. Otherwise, it needs to be about 10 years before I rewatch a movie. Django Unchained. Everything about that movie I find amazing. The music, the actors, the setting, it all comes together for me. Every time I watch the movie it feels like the runtime gets shorter and shorter. The first two Kung Fu Panda movies. I can never get enough of the gorgeous animation and Randall Duke Kim's superb zingers. You may wish for an apple or an orange, but you'll always get a peach. National Treasure. It was one of the DVDs we kept in the car for road trips on the portable player, and to this day I could watch it over and over again and just love every scene. Smiley Face. Crazy Stupid Love. Something comforting about a rom-com with great characters and aesthetically pleasing shots where I can just watch it anytime and not be sick of it. French Kiss. The Day After Tomorrow. Don't know why, but this is one of my fave being sick movies. I've seen it so many times. The Princess Bride. Romancing the Stone. Me. Airplane. Dodgeball. A true underdog story. A Few Good Men. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. My Wife. Casino. Goodfellas. Full Metal Jacket. Shawshank Redemption. The Big Lebowski. It gets funnier with every rewatch. I practically know the entire script at this point. I've rewatched it literally hundreds of times. Good Will Hunting. Hustle Flow. Django Unchained. Ip Man. The Crow. Ninja Assassin. The gift list goes on. Too much lol. Star Wars as a whole. Flaws and all. Wanted. The Big Lebowski. Napoleon Dynamite. Talladega Nights. Jump. Lord of the Rings: The Hobbit. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Last year I was at a very low point and I wound up watching that movie every night for a week. Muriel's Wedding. I've seen it a million times and I love it every time, even though ABBA gets stuck in my head after I watch it. Scream. Any of Scream movies except the third, really. I like the third. I just don't love it like I love the others. Goodfellas. Hate it but I love him. Casino. The Irishman. But no, never Tony Scarface. Heat. A Bridge Too Far. Hunt for the Red October. Hackers. I'll watch each of them on a yearly basis. The older Muppet movies: Treasure Island, Christmas Carol, Great Muppet Caper never fail to make me smile. Twister. The Grinch Who Stole Christmas, the Jim Carrey version and the animated one, and Must Love Dogs. Torque and the original The Fast and the Furious. My wife and I watch them at least once a month. Stardust 2007. Fifth Element 1997. RoboCop 1987. Godzilla Against Mechagodzilla 2002. Chicago. Best musical ever: emo. Also any Studio Ghibli movie, all of them are absolute gold. Dumb and Dumber. It's always great for a laugh no matter how many times I've seen it. Crocodile Dundee. Point Break. The Godfather 1 2. Aliens. Predator. Die Hard. The Lord of the Rings trilogy. The Batman. Wayne's World. Princess Bride. My Girl. Shrek Saga. Law Abiding Citizen. Poetic Justice. Love Basketball. Pacific Rim. Just delightful. Turn your brain off and enjoy it. Cinema. Burn after reading. It's delightful and quirky. Brad Pitt is perfect. I hate movies, and Home Alone is the only one I will watch willingly. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I swear the movie gets funnier as I age. White Chicks. Armageddon. Any Madea movie, any old western movie. For me, Shrek 2 will always be on a pedestal as a masterpiece. The Last Unicorn. The Chum Scrubber. The Rocky Horror Picture Show. The Last of the Mohicans. Tombstone and Lone Star State of Mind. As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster. Fellowship of the Ring. I still can't believe how good it is. The Mummy 1999. Rick O'Connell will always be my first crush. Animal House. What About Bob? Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Across the Universe. The Greatest Showman. Pitch Perfect. Princess Bride. It's still funny and lovable every time. Step Brothers. Nacho Libre. Scarface. Blood In Blood Out. Shrek. The Dark Knight. Grinch. Jim Carrey. Step Brothers. Elf. I watch it every year and it's a perfect movie. The Secret Life of Pets. It's truly a masterpiece.